pulled the directions out the window.
We don't need these.
You know, we gotta have some problems. That's just how it is. What's happening here?
What are you doing with my Yukon?
Chris is here.
I'm going to use 39.
The battery has 69%.
Well, that's good luck right there. Day 2, drive day. I think we're driving from here in Great Bend to Pueblo today. And I've never done race week 1.0 before. This first time with this format is completely different for me. I've done drag week and I've done race week 2.0, where every single day you are racing. It's just on every day. There's nobody here that we're convoying with in particular, so we're just gonna start driving, see who we run into, and Logan will be responsible for navigating because I'll probably get lost.
I got you.
Sweet. As you know, piloting Uncle Rob is quite the task. All these other guys leave super early in the morning. They allot time for breakdowns. Not here, not for Uncle Rob. Watch as we observe the co-pilot review the route. Or are you just absorbing it?
Yeah.
I'm sure you know where all of this is already, right?
What?
Just filling up now before we hit the road. They don't even have 93 here, but it's whatever. Not gonna hurt anything. So I ended up squeezing 21 gallons in there. So I think when I filled it up in Texas, it wasn't even full at that point because all the evap stuff is not on the tank anymore. So it doesn't really want to cooperate. Could probably make that work, but whatever. Do you know where 41st Street is?
Yeah, it's up by the track.
Did you look it up?
No. It's Southwest 40th Street.
So is it before the track or after
Yes,
the track?
it's before the track.
Okay. I guess onward to the first turn. So we've made our first couple turns. We're on, what, State Highway 56?
Yeah.
And
It turns into 156 at some point.
and we are on this road for how long?
100 miles.
This for 100 miles.
This is like an adult scavenger hunt. If it's a turtle, you have to stop.
It's not a turtle.
Oh, it's dead.
Yeah, there was some roadkill up there. You got cruise control on. I don't know if you can see that, but it says average fuel economy is 25.7, 25.8. It's going up. And you know, it might be a couple points high, but it's definitely getting in the 20s because I know once you tune these things, they do pretty good. Just the 5.3 in general. But now we have a turbo that's actually efficient for the engine size that is helping the engine get air without any effort all the time. So fuel mileage is gonna be pretty good. And we're not on E85, so that helps too. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I like driving through Kansas. Oh my god, a hill.
Yeah. There's substance to look at.
You know, we were just talking yesterday. I was like, I wonder why they call it Great Bend. Like, there's no bend here. And then I thought, maybe it was a bend in the road. Like the first bend in the road for 300 miles. And they named a whole town after it. So we just passed a couple guys sitting on the side of the road. And they gave us a thumbs up. And I wanted to explain what that was. It's like an universal code for these events that if someone from the event is on the side of the road, they are supposed to give you a thumbs up so you know that they're fine and you don't need to stop. Because if they don't, if they need help, you're supposed to stop and help them even if you don't know who they are. If they're part of race week, they're your boy. You gotta, you pull over, make sure they're all right. We're gonna stop here, get some ice, and use the bathroom. Back on the road, got a fresh cooler full of ice. I love that. What's happening here?
What are you doing with my Yukon?
What are you doing with my radar detector? runs all wild because the wastegate opens and goes, "Wah." This guy is, you know, he's just not up to par with how we like to travel, so we're gonna have to go around him. I still didn't floor it.
I can see it now.
What?
People bitching about you being unsafe.
Probably. Look at this road. It's like we're on the surface of the moon. I don't want to go 60 miles an hour.
It's not even the speed limit. Back to cruising.
So it's being weird. It's acting like the speedometer is jumping around and it's not locking up the converter. It's not going into overdrive. I think one of the vehicle speed sensor wires under there has gone on the fritz. It's either worn off, come off, something happened to it, because this seems to be about what that is. I can't see anything under here. I don't like laying this close to the road. I'm gonna move. So there's literally nothing, there's nothing wrong with the wires underneath it at all. It started doing something goofy with the gauges before, and I hit the reset button on that iSimple thing and it stopped. So I'm sort of thinking that that thing is screwing with this right now, because yeah, it's still doing it. So I think we're just gonna, god dang, I'm getting eaten by these flies.
That doesn't sound good at all.
No, it's like not picking, see what it's like not picking a gear. Well, there's buildings up here, we could do that. I swear this thing has been causing problems. It does stuff weird. It's been doing stuff weird with the key, locking, unlocking. It's been messing with the AC. I would not doubt at all that it's screwing this up, because I had a one of those little Bluetooth dashboard reader things for my phone once in the Escalade, so I could monitor stuff, and it started shifting all funny and doing all kinds of weird stuff. So I pulled over, unplugged it, shut it off, shut it back on, and it stopped doing it. So I know that things that you plug in can actually screw with other stuff. It's happened to me before.
The battery has 69%.
Well, that's good luck right there. I swear, it's always the stupidest things. There's no reason for any of this. Other than that, that's the only thing we changed before coming here. Well, you know, if it was a perfect trip, this video wouldn't really be that interesting. So, in order to have the proper story arc, you know, we gotta have some problems. That's just how it is.
Does it say made in China?
Oh,
Probably.
it's definitely made in China. I'm just sitting here with my foot on the brake, because to get this main bezel off, you kind of have to put it in drive, get the shifter out of the way.
Connecting the battery.
So I could tell as soon as we plugged this thing in, it started doing stuff, and there's a bunch of flies in here. Oh no, the speedometer's still tweaking out. Damn
A test of patience.
it. Well, that, and it says, hey, something up there is like, hey, your video is not going to be interesting enough. Let's go.
Okay.
I guess you probably don't believe me, and you don't have to, but I've been down this road many times. We're gonna be fine. Oh, Chris is here.
Tell me to use 39, your AC blower motor blender actuator.
It's not the AC or the blender.
Okay.
We're just driving, and it just starts gear hunting. Like the speedometer just going, and it won't pick. It won't go into overdrive. It won't go into third gear. But I have one of those iSimple Bluetooth like aux cord things in there. I just put it in just before this. It's been doing weird stuff with the lock. It wouldn't unlock. The AC did weird stuff. I had to reset it all the time.
Wow.
So I thought that I might be messing with that.
Yeah.
So because I hit the reset button the first time it went to jump, and it fixed the speedometer. We drove for another 5 miles, started doing it again. So we pulled over, rip it all out. It's still doing it. So I looked up. It said, you know, turn the key on like you're gonna, like in run position, pull the ECM fuses out for 10 seconds, and put them back in, and it resets all the modules in the truck. So that's what we're doing now to see if it's gonna work.
Dude, hell yeah. Yeah, let's see if we can't help you out.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe.
Hope that fixes it.
Unreal.
I hope it does.
Cardboard splitter guard on mine over there.
What happened to it?
It's running hot. It's I don't know if I got the air bubble out of it or not. So like before I left, I had to redo the radiator. So I vacuum blade it and everything. I want to make sure y'all are okay.
I think we're as okay as we can be. I mean, we can still drive. I just can't go super fast, which is ironic because it started being goofy right after we passed a bunch of people who probably didn't have overdrive and made fun of it on camera. It's, you know.
I just want to get my AC fixed, man. I'm dying.
Yeah, it's tough in here. We got the AC going.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
We got a little cold just a minute back.
You're making me feel bad about this because even though I can't pick a gear, I still have AC. I can still go. I just can't go fast. We did all we could do. We'll see if it works. Threshold is like 30 miles an hour. Oh man. What are we gonna do? I guess we are in exactly the same boat as before, as like the people that I just made fun of. You don't mess with the universe, man. It'll come back and get you every time. I know this, and I still poke its buttons sometimes. But I'm cool with the logic of it. This is my punishment. We just gotta rough it a little bit. So I found if I hold it in second gear, it'll stay there and run just fine. We can go about 57 miles an hour at 3,700 RPM and just hum along like this, which is fine. That'll get us to Garden City where the auto parts store will be. Because it could just be that thingy in there could have caused something that made like a TCM fault code, which would make it be all weird, and I may not have done the fuse thing right, or the pulling the fuses doesn't always clear codes. I have a little like Edge CTS monitor in Elvis. I totally forgot to bring it because, you know, Escalade doesn't have OBD. It didn't even cross my mind that that might be useful, but I'm hoping that we can just clear that code, clear a code, and it'll go back to normal. If it doesn't, I suspect one of the speed sensors might be bad because I just used the speed sensor that was already in the transfer case and the one that was already in the transmission, which are of unknown history. I gotta keep opening windows, let flies out. The transfer case sat in some guy's yard, and you know, it could have dirt, crud on it, it could have water in it, it could be bad. It could have just gone bad. I feel like it would be the output if the speedometer is not working. But it's weird because it works fine until you hit 30 miles an hour. The transmission shifts fine, speedometer works fine until you hit 30 miles an hour, and then it's just like, did you feel it? It seemed like it was totally normal.
Oh yeah.
Until we got to that speed, and then it's just, and if I put it back in drive, then it will start gear hunting again. It won't do anything. So we're just gonna hold it in second and motorboat on over to Garden City. So this is what it's like for those guys in the old cars that don't have overdrive. This is all they can do. Reminds me of when I had a Turbo 400 in my Monte Carlo and I had to hum along at 3,000 RPM and 60 miles an hour. The Escalade didn't even do this to me on race week last year. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I have to pee.
You're not concerned about this?
No. It will be fine.
See, she's a trooper. This is part of the deal. And we're having fun motorboating. And I'm having fun making jokes about motorboating.
Yeah, all I can think is actual motorboating.
Let's get this fly out of here. Get out. 22 minutes of motorboat. What did you just do?
I smashed it with the paper because I can't wash my hands.
You smashed the fly with the directions?
Yeah, it's fine.
There we go.
That's what you get.
Now what are you gonna do with it? Oh yeah, hold the directions out the window.
We don't need these.
You're making me nervous.
Me?
We'll be okay. I took pictures of them.
We can easily get more directions. It's fine.
So we made it to the Advanced Auto Parts in Garden City. I'm thinking it has to do with the input and output speed sensors. Like the sensors themselves could be going bad. And conveniently enough, there's a Harbor Freight right next door. So I think I'm gonna get some of those plastic ramps to drive up onto, because I can't really fit under here, and I want some of those ramps anyway, so I'm gonna do that. But we're gonna pop the hood first so we can kind of cool off. As we lose bug spray. Yeah. You can smell how hot it is after humming along at $4 grand for 40 miles.
Ow.
Did you just slam into the door?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, he read the codes. It gave some, you know, front suspension, whatever, which I know about, fuel level sensor, which I know about. But it also said loss of data link 1, loss of data link 2, which is, I think, something to do with that iSimple module. It gave nothing for VSS, nothing for transmission. But we cleared them all. We're gonna go around the block and see if it still does it. If it does, then we're gonna come back and change the sensors. But we figure we should try it first before we start throwing parts at it, just to, so we actually know what it is. Once we get up to 30 miles an hour, if it starts being stupid, we'll know. Please don't be stupid, please don't be stupid. Oh, I see it twitching again. Yep, we're gonna have to change these sensors. Well, didn't work, so under we go. I'm gonna change both of them, and there should be a dummy plug on the rear, where the rear output speed sensor would be for a two-wheel drive 480. On four-wheel ones, there's kind of a dummy plug in there, and it uses the one on the transfer case. I am going to try to use the one on the transmission because I don't know what's going on the transfer case. But we'll see. Oh, these ramps are a lifesaver. I really don't want to have to take the front drive shaft out to see what I'm doing. I think we can work around it though. Thing to say, everything under here is hot. It's hot outside. We'll check back in a minute because this is frustrating, and working with a camera in my face doesn't historically help me get things done quicker. So while I was getting 8 mils out of the back, because it's 8mm, not 10, Logan just started wiping an ice cube on me because she knew it would feel good and she's a nice person. And I thought, 1, she's awesome for doing this. This feels great. 2, I could rub ice on the drive shaft and all the really hot stuff under there to cool it off so it doesn't burn me when I touch it. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I mean, it's still probably gonna burn. It's gonna be hot, but it's not gonna be as hot as it would be if I didn't do this. See how fast it's melting?
Yeah, it's a lot of water dripping down.
Well, the drive shaft is like room temperature now. That works really, really well. Okay, yeah, tech tip, guys. Carry a cooler with ice, even if you don't have ice cubes for your like intercooler, because when you gotta work on stuff on the side of the road, you can cool it off really quickly. This is awesome. Downside is now I'm gonna have to lay in some water, but whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay. This is what goes in there on the 4-wheel drive ones. It's just a plug, like a hole plug. Put that with the old sensor. I got the new one put in. You can't really see it, but it's right there. Now I'm gonna unplug the output sensor connector as I burn my arm on the transfer case. God, ow. I was just washing my hands in the bathroom at this Advance, and You know, as someone thinks, say, hey, your day's not interesting enough. Here's something for you to do. How about this? I am convinced Dale Earnhardt broke my speedometer because he's looking out for me in this video. And if I want to believe that, you're just going to have to let me. Because I've been in a handful of these parts store bathrooms and I've never seen Dale in there before. Not until now. What do you think? Fingers crossed. I hope this works. Rhino ramps are the best thing ever. The speedometer is registering, that's a good sign. Well, it's reading, but it's not reading right because we're definitely not going 25 miles an hour. That's weird. Maybe, or maybe it's a sensor in the wrong ohm range, I don't know, but we'll get out here and see, because I don't care if the speedometer reads wrong, if it shifts wrong, if it keeps us going, then the reluctor in the transmission must be different than the one in the transfer case because it's reading differently. I can move that sensor to the transfer case, pretty sure, or get another one for the transfer case. Actually, what I may do before we do that is just move that plug back to the transfer case because it could have been the input side anyway. I think I'll do that. We can stop at this gas station, you can pee, and I'll pop that sensor back over there and see what happens. But we did something right. Something that we changed worked because the speedometer works now.
Yeah, seems happier.
If it goes back doing what it did before, then I need to change the sensor in the transfer case because putting a sensor in the transmission didn't work. It didn't read the right speed, so it must have a different reluctor wheel count on there than the transfer case does, which is something I didn't know because I used the transmission one on the Escalade, but it's also calibrated for exactly how I built it the first time. Well, the speedometer is moving. That's a good sign. Okay, fingers crossed. Is it gonna work? Oh no. Nope. Well, I guess we're going back to the parts store. Damn it. Also, when I was trying to get that plug off, I had a weird angle on it, and I broke the little dongle that locks it into place. That broke off. I didn't really reef on it, but it's just old and I don't know. When I pulled it, it just came off. So once this does work, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to zip tie this plug to the sensor or something so it doesn't come back off. Gah. Uncle Rob is officially giving me more problems on race week than the Escalade did, and it's day freaking 1. I guess technically day 2, but drive day 1. Unreal. It's gotta be that sensor. It's gotta be. So, got the old transfer case sensor out, got another one, and I also got a pigtail just in case I need it. Oh man, I am really, really hoping that this is it, because if it's not, I don't know what else to change besides going to a Chevy dealership, and I don't know. We're not even that far into the route, so I gotta get to work. Kind of hard to get to. Not that hard to get your hand to, but to work a wrench on it is difficult. It's a 19 millimeter. This one seems to be threading in pretty far by hand. The other one made me turn it the entire time. So the executive decision has been made. The sensor is in. If it fixes it, awesome. I really want it to. I feel like it will. I just feel like that sensor is probably bad. If it does not fix it, we're just going to drive the rest of the way in second gear because we don't have enough time to not do something about it. So, oh my god. Oh my god. We're going 45. Speedometer is staying right there too. Okay. You know, when I went in there to wash my hands, I looked right at Dale on the wall. I said, ever have that happen when you look at, you know, a poster on the wall? You just know. You just know it's talking to you. This just did. This is the last time you'll ever see her, because as soon as we stop again, she's gonna run far away. I'm kidding.
Whatever.
It does say rear access open, so I may have not shut it hard enough. I think that door's bent, because it doesn't...
No, not right here.
Not here?
No.
Oh, well, where are
Past
we
the
going?
Walmart.
Well, I didn't know.
I told you past the Walmart. First left past the Walmart.
Well, I forgot. Okay, I'm sorry.
You'll see the tractor's place. See?
Oh, okay.
Up there. I'm so happy.
Why?
Because Kenley said holy and it wasn't me who taught her that. Like, my mom was shook that she said it. And I was like, who taught her that? Because I damn sure know it wasn't me. And it was my brother.
That's funny. Do you want to provide some context?
My sister just turned 3 and she just said holy It's really funny. Because I know that I definitely would have gotten the blame for that. And it makes me happy that I did not get the blame for that. And it was really cute when she said it.
So, double win. Swearing little siblings. Uncle Rob seems to be happy again. That pigtail that with the thing broken, I just kind of doubled up the rest of the wire loom and I zip tied the whole thing to the sensor. So the zip tie is kind of anchored behind the clip on the bump on the sensor where the pigtail would normally clip onto. And it's pretty snug, so I don't think it's gonna move. But we have that other pigtail if we need it. How far do we drive on this road?
Slight right into 83.
Oh, must
And
be
then
up here.
continue on to 50 west. Continue for 100 miles. And then you go to that checkpoint, the Petrified Wood gas station.
Maybe we didn't have to rip that thing out after all. But it's fine. I'm fine with listening to turbo noises. I'm not putting it back in and risking that problem now. Maybe later if we have time, but probably not at all because we can deal with it. Stumbled across a gas station that has E85 in the middle of nowhere. How about that? Which sucks because we took this thing off of E85 and made it slower because I didn't think I'd be able to find it easily. You know what, Cole? Suck it. We just had all kinds of problems. We're on the road now. Finally. Oh, looks like I found the overflow. 13 gallons. I believe this is called Syracuse, Kansas. There's a white Uncle Rob over there. We'll give you a little look at some of the old towns we take you through. There's just so much empty stuff in these places. It's pretty wild. Towns built on old industry, or an industry that's still there that's not as prevalent as it once was. It's very interesting. Oh, is this that cyclone? I think it is. Oh. There's an ossifer up there. That thing's cool. It's like baby Uncle Rob. Rolling through another quaint little town. Coolidge, Kansas, that thingy says. That is old as hell. I don't even know what that is, but it's cool. Cousin Eddie's Visitor Center. There must be like 2 people there every year. Wow. Like, look at all those GMT 400s in there. Man, that parking lot was full of 90s GM trucks. Every single one of them. You would have thought that parking lot was 1995. And just like that, we are back to nothing. What is this, an abandoned horse track or something? Looks like it.
They do like barrels.
Yeah, that looks cool.
See?
Yeah. There's a video on my channel way back from February of 2020 where I went exploring of abandoned places on the way back from Arizona. Actually with the Escalade on the trailer. One of the places I found was an abandoned rodeo arena, kind of like that, and I got out and walked around it and stuff. So you should go check out my older videos if you haven't seen them before. Because there's stuff like that that I posted before I really had any subscribers, so no one ever gets recommended those videos. But they're still in there and they're still good. We're in Colorado now, by the way. Pulling into the stop. This petrified wood gas station. My God, it's Matt. I'll just pop out. Pop out, take a picture, make fun of Kyle's radar detector, and continue driving. Boom, there we go. It's a sufficient picture. What's up?
How's it going there?
We had an output speed sensor go bad, and it took a while to figure that out.
That's always fun.
Yeah, speedometer's going at 30 miles an hour.
Shifting weird?
It wasn't shifting at all. Like it was the gear hunting and stuff, and I had to put it in second and just buzz on second until it figured it out. But
it'll limp in second for the most part, right?
yeah. If it's in drive, it would gear hunt and do all kinds of weird stuff. But if I put it in second, it would just stay there.
Well, like I'll know an 80E, but 60Es, if you pull all the power, it just defaults to second gear, and that's your limp gear.
Yeah.
Because you can basically go from stop to 60 in that. Been trolling anybody with this thing yet? Any Corvettes and such on the street?
No, but we've been passing people, and they're I can only imagine what passing people in this thing does. I didn't know you were driving the truck, or I would have passed you too. How long do you hang out here and film stuff for?
I've been here probably about 20 minutes, I would say, and I've seen probably about a car a minute come through here.
That's cool.
But I think we're gonna get back on the road here pretty soon. Maybe get some Texas Roadhouse or something.
Yeah, this new format, or I guess new to me format of having a drive day is totally different, because I've never done this before. It's much more laid back.
It's kind of nice, right?
Yeah, it's not as stressful.
I love this event because it's like so laid back. You got like time to like take in the scenery and like do stuff. As opposed to like Hot Rod Drag Week, it's like, all right, you done the track, off to the next one. Maybe get like 2 hours of sleep and then race and then repeat the process.
That's kind of what it felt like on 2.0 last year, just kind of inverse. It was just morning, you just drive, and then that's it. It was just, you know, having some time to breathe is nice.
Yeah. Well, luckily, we've got some time to enjoy Colorado, so.
Are we gonna have like time to actually get real food and stuff later? Like, how far are we from?
2 hours.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're golden then.
Yeah. Well, we're Pueblo, not Golden. Golden's where they make Coors.
Oh, that's right. Or jokes on me, no pun intended.
Colorado jokes.
Colorado jokes,
Very
yeah.
punny.
Where we're going? Where are you figuring out?
You turn left out of here, and then
Stall.
you go for 126 miles on this.
Oh, nice. Matt said a lot of people were having overheating problems.
Sounds about right.
So I feel very fortunate that
That wasn't one of our problems.
yes, because overheating is the worst. Like, you really can't do anything to fix that. But that E-fan conversion is working very well. Oh man, it smells like absolute turd here. And it's because there's a big cattle yard right there. Looks like one of the slaughtering types, because they're all clumped together really, really tightly. Is that a manure pile?
Yeah.
Well, that's why. Man, that smells bad. I'm glad smells can't get through the video, because you would probably stop watching this video right now. Some of you crazy bastards probably like, yeah, it smells like my backyard.
Side note, horse smells better than cow.
See, I don't know the difference, but you can say in the comments if you have experience with both kinds of turd, which one smells better. Smells less bad. But now I think we're in a place called La Junta, Colorado. There's a bunch of old stuff here. Like this thing. There's a whole ass train car up in the air. That's wild.
Oh my god.
Big rail yard over there. Some really old buildings. Newish looking Chevy dealer. Cool old building. I'm a real big fan of exploring abandoned places, and there was a hotel back there before I turned the camera on that looked like it was abandoned. It had a big lobby area that I thought there might be like a dry pool in or something, and I'm just like, oh man. One of these days, it'd be cool to go wander around out here and actually get out and check stuff out when you don't have some type of other agenda. And we stopped for a pee break. I'm gonna top off the fuel a little bit. I'm just gonna add some more because
That was so illegal.
oh my god, $4 a gallon for 91. We don't even want 91. I'm not gonna pay $4 a gallon for a whole tank of that crap. I'm just gonna put a couple gallons in just for peace of mind and keep ripping. We're almost to Pueblo though, I think. We gotta be close, maybe an hour. Yeah, like an hour. Onward. Anal light, anal outback. Tiny towns. Tiny town stuff. Well, we followed the instructions to completion, went to the track, thought there might be something there. There's not. I mean, there's a handful of people there just hanging out, but there's no reason to be there. So we're gonna head over to the hotel and check in. Maybe go find some good food. So we're taking advantage of this extra time. Go find some good food. I think we're gonna go meet up with Matt, Kyle, and the guy from AMS that's with Kyle. I am definitely looking forward to eating real food. So much better than standard drag week format where you don't have time to eat real food if you want to edit videos too. It's like double work week with this whole YouTube thing and race week at the same time. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I guess I gotta put the dashboard thingy back on, but not right now though.
Oh.
Yeah, at some point. There's Kyle and his giant radar detector. I can't unsee that. What are the odds you think we could convince Kyle for a straight up trade? Uncle Rob for R8. I'm kidding, this Yukon is worth more to me than an R8. I'd be hard to turn down, but you know, maybe if it came with a big radar detector on the roof, that would be something I couldn't refuse. You ready to go eat food? Let's get food. So, finished up eating, back at the hotel now. As you can see, Uncle Rob blends in very well. You would never ever think that that thing is remotely fast. And you might be right, because it's not remotely fast yet, and it's probably going to be slower because we're in Colorado now. But it is what it is. I'm excited to race tomorrow. I'm excited to beat Uncle Chet, because it's going to happen, because altitude is going to hurt his more than mine. And if you made it this far, you better be freaking subscribed, because how could you watch this entire video and not like it enough to want to see more stuff? So go down there, hit that subscribe button if you're already subscribed. Make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss when I post something, because sometimes the algorithm doesn't always show it to you. And you can get your merch. These hats are on staplesandautoworks.com. Links in the description. If you order something, we'll ship it out as soon as we get back. But that stuff really helps support the channel, helps put gas in the tank, and keep going. Help Uncle Rob. Where's Uncle Rob? Help Uncle Rob be faster, because you know, 13s ain't gonna fly. I want that thing to run 11s, and we'll get there. We will see you tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, just like every day this week. So stay tuned.